Hi guys, I'm going to show you how to make Earl Grey chocolate macarons. First step is the ganache. Measure out some bittersweet chocolate in a bowl. If they're not in tablet sizes, you'll have to chop them up into smaller pieces. In a small saucepan of heavy cream, add 1 Earl Grey tea bag. By the way, the measurements are in the description box below. Put the saucepan over low heat to give the tea some time to infuse into the cream. As the cream heats, press on the tea bag to aid the extraction. It should turn into a light tan color. Wait until it comes up to a good simmer and then pour it over your chocolate. Let it sit for 5 minutes before you stir it. Next, you're going to add about a tablespoon of butter. Then pour the ganache into a pastry bag. Line it in a cup to make things easier. Refrigerate it for 30 minutes so that it thickens. Next step is the macaron shells. In a sifter over a metal bowl, add your almond flour, icing sugar, and cocoa powder. We don't want any large clumps or unground almonds to get into the mixture. Mix it with a small cup if your ingredients still look separated. Now we're going to make the meringue. In a metal bowl, add 2 egg whites. Whisk it by hand until it's foamy. And then add half the amount of your caster sugar. Whisk it until it's incorporated, and then add the rest of your caster sugar. Whisk it until it forms stiff peaks. And just a tip, if you mix it by hand, it's almost impossible to overmix it. A stiff peak should look like this. With a spatula, add a small dollop of your meringue into your dry ingredients, and try to mix it in as much as you can. Now fold in half of the meringue that's left. This is where the mixing becomes a little bit easier. At this point, try to smear the mixture into the sides of the bowl. Add the rest of your meringue and keep smearing the mixture into the sides of the bowl until it becomes muddy. Now at this point, you want to get the meringue worked into the batter with as few folds as possible. The best way to do this is to scrape around the bowl, collect the batter in the middle, and smear right through it. Continue with this pattern until the batter becomes shiny. This is what the finished batter should look like. It should be shiny and move like lava. And when you drip batter on top, it should absorb back in, but slowly. Another sign is the batter should hang off the spatula in a triangular shaped ribbon like shown here. Add the batter to a pastry bag fitted with a tip. Close the pastry bag, and now we can start piping the batter. Use a silicone baking mat or parchment paper. If using parchment paper, you might have to double your baking pan. The diameter of a standard macaron is about 3.5 centimeters. Leave about 2 centimeters of space between them. Drop the pan on the table a few times to release air bubbles and to flatten out the macarons. Let them rest until a skin forms, at least 30 minutes to an hour. Bake at 320 degrees Fahrenheit for 15 minutes. Make sure it's on the center rack. You might need to rotate your baking pan if your oven cooks unevenly. Transfer the macarons to a cooling rack and let them cool completely. Last step, the assembly. Turn the shells over and pair them by size. Cut off the tip of your pastry bag and add a generous amount of filling. And the secret to a great macaron is to freeze or refrigerate them for at least 24 hours in an airtight container. This will help deepen the flavor of the Earl Grey, and the macaron shell will get really soft. And then just take them out for 30 minutes before you serve them. And we're pretty much done. And here's our parting shot. If you liked the video, please subscribe or give me a thumbs up. Thanks for watching.